Okay. Welcome to one more session on Lean in Six Sigma. This is for a green belt training. I'm sharing my screen. And then we will go from there. Okay. Hope you are able to see my screen. Okay. So we covered in the last 2 weeks, we covered about the basics of that, right? What is the Lean Six Sigma? Why we need to do this? And why the RCM community need to understand this particular operational improvement, right? Operational excellence methodology through Six Sigma. And these are all the things which we covered in the last class. We talked about the history and we talked about the Six Sigma level, right? How many errors is allowed that in that particular Sigma level. And if it is Three Sigma level, what we need to do. And what all the industry is doing beyond that Six Sigma level. These are all we covered. And this history, we saw that who are all the pioneers in the Six Sigma journey and what are all the things they brought in. These are all we covered. In the week two, we talked about what is the VOC, right? Mainly we discuss about the VOC part. Okay, what do you mean by voice of the customer? How we are converting the voice of customer into CTQ, right? This we covered in the last week session. And we talked about this DMAC, okay? So how we are going to control and then we have to start this and we discuss about the DMAC methodology, what are all the techniques we may use in this methodology that we discuss. The Six Sigma, mainly we are focusing on near perfect, right? 99.9997 percentage, which is a near perfect. It's almost 100%, right? It is 0.003 is lesser than that. So we are aiming at near perfect quality here, right? And we talked about the quality cost, right? Quality cost, the pain point, operational, and then financial. This is what we are discussing on. And we identified external failure cost, right? Warranty claim, service cost. These are all the details which we covered in the last week session. Right. RTY, we discussed RTY is very important for the AR, right? See, because the same claim, you are going to touch it multiple times. It's not going to give any results. We will calculate that in the RTY. We are going to do the practical calculations, how to do that, that and all we'll cover in this subject. So now coming to the third week, okay, what you are going to learn in the third week, right? That's that. Let them discuss on that part. Okay, so in this week, what we are going to cover is we will cover the remaining item. Okay, what is the mathematical approach? Okay, how we are going to do that, and how you calculate the DPMO, and what are all the terminologies we are using in the Six Sigma. That's what we are going to cover now. See, the mainly when you compare to the other methodology and the Six Sigma, it is mainly based on the data, right? If you talk anything on the Six Sigma methodology or lean, okay, mainly we based on the data, without the interference, the project will never start, right? We have to show them where are we and what is the necessity of doing that. So how we are going to do this. See, when it is coming to the Six Sigma standard deviation, see, for example, you know what is average, right? So when you take 10 units and then you want to calculate the average, you will get average. That is called the mean. And what is the standard deviation from the mean? Say, for example, I am taking an example. I have a 10 value. My average is 5. Roughly, I'm taking 5 is my average. My first unit is with 3. What is my difference between my mean and the standard deviation? It is 2, right? 5 minus 3. I'm getting 2. So what we'll do, we will calculate the same way to arrive the standard deviation. So it seems to be a very complicated, but it is not complicated. We have a standard formula is available in the Excel. If you add standard deviation, you are going to get it, right? And second thing, 3 sigma. What do you mean by 3 sigma? 3 sigma is a start phase, right? When you are getting anything beyond 3 sigma, you have to revamp your process. You have to do your process need to be re-engineered. That's what the 3 sigma mean. See, initially what we will do, we will measure whether I am in the 3 sigma level or I cross the 3 sigma level. That is the main measurement I'm going to do. And when I'm reaching to the Six Sigma level, my target is 3.4 DPMO, right? How I'm going to measure the 3.4? There is a two category. One is called UCL and then LCL. Okay, upper control limit and the lower control limit. See, I'm setting my standard, right? My error can be, or my process can be, this is my maximum and this is my minimum. Within that range only, it should be there. This UCL and LCL is based on your VOC and your customer satisfaction. Okay, these are all the major parameters in this particular Lean Six Sigma methodology. I'll repeat again. Standard deviation is nothing but your difference between your unit and the standard. That is the average, right? Between these, we will double it, square root it, and then we will bring it. It is a very simple calculation. You can do it. And 3 sigma is a standard which going to measure your thing, and 6 sigma is a 3.4 DMO. And mainly you have two new methodology. What we are discussing is upper control limit and lower control limit. Your process should be within the upper and the lower control limit. It's not beyond that, right? So Six Sigma standard deviation, that's what we are discussed, right, in the previous one. See how it is going to be calculated. I don't want to go in depth because it seems to be very confusing to you, but we will show you how to calculate that. Okay, that would be helpful. See here, relationship to the variance. See, for example, my average is 5. When I'm getting 3, what is the relationship here? It is 2. For example, my average is 5, I'm getting 7. So my variance is 2. Why I'm getting this value? So that variance, it is going to give the relationship between the variance. And unit of measurement. Okay, standard deviation is expressed same unit as the data being measured. So this unit we are going to measure through the standard deviation methodology. And normal distribution. See, usually when you go for your appraisal meeting, right, we will talk about the bell curve. Okay, based on the bell curve only, they are going to give the appraisal. All this you would have been heard, but you don't know what is bell curve, right? So the bell curve is nothing but your normal distribution. Okay, it is distributed equally in the both the sides from the center line. For example, it is also curvature. Both the curvatures are like this. That is called your normal distribution. So we'll cover it up, okay, how the normal distribution looks like and how your variation look like. Is it on the normal distribution or it is a asymmetric, or what are all the metrics we are going to cover in this, right? And then process definition. The process is here 0 is my mean and 1 will be my standard deviation. Okay, this is 0 and 1. And coming to the quality, these are all little new terms for you. Don't worry, we will go with the practical thing. Okay, quality, as we discussed, 99.97, that is our goal. And minimal variation. Okay, Walter said what we need to do if we are in a 3 sigma, right? And process capability. Okay, output of the stable process is the specification limit. See, for example, I'm aiming at 3.4 defects, right? And I should have the bandwidth, right? What is my upper control limit and what is my lower control limit? If your process is within this particular range, you need not worry. If anything going beyond your UCL or LCL, then it is going to give a trigger to you saying that your process not in control. Then only you are going to take the thing, and then you are going to look into why it is happening, what is the problem there. This is the mathematical calculation of your Lean Six Sigma. Right? And what is the benefit, right? This is what we are discussing multiple times. What are all my benefits of Six Sigma? One, it is a continuous improvement in the process. See, for example, first thing, I want to reduce my defects. Okay, by setting my process, what I am going to do, I'll stop my error. Okay, I'll reduce my error. Once the error is reached, for example, I reached 3.4, still I need to improve. That's what your air transport industry is doing, right? The flight services. From the 3.4, they started improving. The same way, when you fix your defects, this process is continuous improvement. It's not going to stop there. And it has a historical context, right? What he started is, we are going to cover on that. Okay, Kaizen is a major thing, which we are going to see that in the course. Okay, what he introduced, what are all the methodologically we are going to approach on it, right? Here the methodological application is DMAC, what we are going to work on the DMAC and how we are going to improve in that, especially in the DMAC. The improvement phase talks about the complete improvement from the stage by stage, right? So what are all the benefits? See, you are going to get your financial profitability. See, for example, today your profit is, see, if you are able to be in the P&L level, right? If your supervisor or your leader is going to talk about P&L with you, then you will understand the concept, right? Every company or every organization is work for profit. If the profit is not there, no company will work, right? So how we are going to improve? By utilizing this Lean Six Sigma, your finance and profitability can be stabilized and then improved. It's going on, right? It's a continuous improvement on it. What it is going to give you? The cost savings, and the cost of poor quality is going to come down. I don't want to spend money on the poor quality side. And customer satisfaction, you won't get any complaints from the client, and you will be in the better position. You can go to office on time, and then mainly you can return office on time, right? That's a bigger challenge. If any client escalation come, what will happen? We'll sit 1 day, 2 day preparing PPT, convincing the client. That and all headaches will not be there. Your process will be stabilized. And as we discussed, competitive edge, that is very important, right? See, for example, your organization is planned to give a promotion to you, right? You are all managers or you are a team leader. Okay, how they will calculate? Okay, which project does not have any problem? Which project have a client appreciation? Which project is giving me the better revenue? That's what the management is going to think of. So you are going to create a better competitive edge, and it is going to be a sustainable, right? It's not 1 month I did better, second month I went back, right? Third month I have did poorly, or fourth month I did great. That kind of variation will not be there. If this Six Sigma is going to give you standard, regular, continuous process, it's going to give you, right? And it is going to measure by the performance dashboard and the process substances and the project based improvement and then visible milestone. Okay, see, when I'm trying to do something on the organizational metrics, it is need to be measured. This Lean Six Sigma is depend on the data, depends on the measurement of the data, and then how we are proceeding. Okay, so this is the benefit, and this is the context of the what how I'm going to achieve that. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about how I'm going to enhance my customer satisfaction. Okay, one, customer focused improve. That's what we are discussing about VOC, right? I cannot improve everything. See, for example, if you're handling an AR team or RCM, the client is saying that I'm very interested in measuring 5 KPI. So in that scenario, you are focused only on that 5 metrics. Make sure that we are reaching it. See, whenever you take any project, they'll say that 10% revenue uplift is I'm going to guarantee, right? That's what organization is committing to them. How I'm going to get it? That's what we are focusing on, right? Identify needs to achieve that particular goal. What I need, right? And based on that particular need, translate that into the quality characters, which is a CTQ. How I'm going to convert the necessity or the requirement of the VOC, how I'm going to convert that. And measuring the matches. If I may be today, I may be in 1 sigma or 2 sigma, how I'm going to improve on, how what is my measurement methodology, how I'm going to do that, right? So this we covered in detail. VOC is very, very important. Unless we understand the VOC, we are not going to bring major improvement into the process. So VOC, voice of the customer, is a basic rule, okay, fundamental of your Lean Six Sigma. And QFD, see, for example, if any client is asking a new development, we'll take a product, okay, the client is asking new product need to be developed and it is not available in the market. First time I'm going to create. In that scenario, we will create a QFD. I'll cover it up, but it is not most helpful for a RCM industry. For example, you are into the product side or you are into the manufacturing side. This QFD, quality functional deployment, will be very, very useful. They'll spend a lot of time on understanding of the QFD. Okay, we will cover it up, but we're not in the in-depth analysis. And as we discussed, it is a continuous improvement. We are going to see after reaching 3.4, I'm not going to stop. I'm still evolving, and then moving on to the next step. That is called continuous improvement. And balance scorecard, right? And the balance scorecard is very important. If you start maintaining your balance scorecard, you can show it to everyone saying that where I started, where I am now, and how I am improving on. See here, defects and failure costs. Okay, this talks about what are all your expenses on it. Customer dissatisfaction. You track your customer escalations as of today and how that escalations are getting reduced by introducing this Lean Six Sigma. And in the manufacturing industry or the product side, they will calculate warranty. Okay, how many products are returned back in the warranty period, and customer returns. Okay, customer complaints, product liability, lawsuit, loss of sale. Okay, these are all the things for a manufacturing side. From our side, we will calculate defects and failure costs and customer dissatisfaction by the way of customer complaint, right? Escalations. That's what we are going to measure on. Okay, here the sustainable competitive edge, this we talked multiple times, right? When you are at a cheaper rate, or for example you are at a very competitive price in the market, right, and you are able to deliver quick delivery as per the VOC, then you will have a better competitive edge. You need not worry about your competitor, right? And how I'm going to improve on financial and operational improvement. If you improve financially and if you improve operationally, this is going to improve your revenue and huge increase in the income, and net percentage will automatically improve. See, for example, if you are crossing your manager level, P&L will be your major, right? What is your percentage? What is your gross margin percentage? That plays a major role in your next movement. This will be helpful for that. And efficiency, what do you mean by efficiency? Minimizing my error and shortening the life cycle. This is very important for us, right? For example, I'm billing the claim and how quickly I can receive the money and improving the yield. Okay, this efficiency will easily improve by application of this particular technique. And quality and defects, as we know, how it is going to be improved. Okay, what are the specific benefits? As we discussed, competitive edge, customer satisfaction, process sustenance means what? It is not varying. One day it's good, second day it's lower. That's not going to happen. And project based improvement with a visible milestone. See, for example, so on the day someone asked, right, my team is doing continuous error, how I can improve? This is a project. I'll create a project for that one, and we will fix a milestone, how I am moving in that direction. That is going to show that. And performance dashboard, you can see your improvement in the dashboard and you can see that in your metrics itself. It is going to create that and helpful in making the right decision. These are all the specific benefits, and the context of it is a long term, it is not a short term plan. You can continuously improve and then it will go on and on and on, right? And ongoing advantage supported by your Six Sigma continuous improvement mechanism is a very, very important here, right? I'm not going to stop this project by 2 months or 3 months. It is a continuous evaluation, continuous improvement, right? So this is so we talked about, right, when it is a Three Sigma level, you have to completely change your structure. That's what it's called, business process and system. Okay. This what he's saying, that if you are in Three Sigma level, you completely revamp, right? We need not keep that Three Sigma level. It is not going to be helpful. Right. So here, what are all the things? Group of tasks and then value creation. See, for example, any of your process, it's not a single step, right? It has multiple step there. See, for example, we'll take a scenario. I'm creating a charge, right? It's not a single step, right? The charge creation, it has to go from the appointment, the patient met the doctor, and then the encounter is created, and then it went to coding, coding team is created, and then billing is coming in. That is a one process. From the billing, we are filing the claim to the insurance company, and then it is going to the payer, getting rejected or denied or paid. So this is a continuous steps in the process. That is called your business process. If anything is denied, and the AR team is going to work and then follow, and then they are going to create a value, right? See, for example, 80% of my claim, okay, passing through this cycle, and then I'm getting a revenue. 20% of the claim is not getting paid. It needs some fixation, that is called a defects. I have to work on my defects and then I'm going to collect it. So this is a continuous process or a different process in the same cycle, right? So we are grouping the task, right? Based on your activity, we are going to group. See, for example, if a charge entry is entering the charge and that it is getting billed, we are grouping that into the billing activity. The same way payment posting is posting, reversing, adjusting, and they are billing to the patient. Everything we are grouping into the activity, right? So this is called group of tasks or group of activities. We are going to combine everything. So now what we are going to do in this task, is it creating a value, right? The key purpose of creating a value, we have to see that this process in that particular organization, is it going to give a value or it is giving a non-value? That's what we need to work on, right? So we will discuss what is the value added and non-value added, right? See, for example, I'm working on the denial. Is it a value add or non-value add? It is a completely non-valued, right? I should not get any denial. See, we'll take a manufacturing, right? For example, if organization is creating a shirt and they are planning to sell it, right? And there is a damage in the shirt. What will happen? Before it go to the market, they will check it and then correct it and then they will sell. Only two options, right? It should be sold out in the market. It cannot return back, saying that this is not good. In that scenario, I am also doing the same, right? I'm creating a charge. I'm doing my coding. I'm completing my charge, and then I'm filing this to the payer. This is similar, right? The shirt I created my shirt, do all the thing. I'm filing selling this to the market, right? What should happen? It should get paid. It should be sold out. But here, what is happening? I'm getting return from the payer saying that this is not good, that is not good, that's your denial. Do you think this is a process? Is it going to add any value? Nothing is going to add, right? So the value is not going to be added here, and we are wasting the energy here, right? Unnecessarily, I'm going to lose my the process, right? I'm not adding any value by working on my denial. I'm not adding any value by working on my rejections. These are all my non-value added work in your business process, which I can remove it, how I can improve it. See, currently the people who are all attending the Six Sigma thinks that my quality problem is the fixable or that only it's going to improve. No, your Lean Six Sigma is going to improve the entire process. It's not going to talk about your quality error happening in the operation, right? See, our aim here is I build the claim. It should not return back to me. I should collect. How I should collect? According to me, if you ask me, the AR itself is a non-value added process. Simple. I am coming from 23 years of AR, but I know that this process is not going to add any value to your organization or to your process. If any problem, I have to go back to my charge, I have to go back to my coders, I have to go back to my start of the process and then make it collectible. I am not worried about AR and what is the error is happening by the quality team. That's not the thing, right? Your process itself is failure in somewhere, right? The problem or what I'm trying to say here is our focus is how to stop our defects. My defects is not the quality error. My defects is a rejection. My defect is a denial, right? That's the way you have to think. Then only this Lean Six Sigma is going to be helpful for you, right? I'm working again and again and again. AR. Why AR is coming? Ask that question, right? See, for example, I'm taking a date of service. I'm billing 1,000 claims. All this 1,000 claims is getting billed, paid or not paid. For example, I'm not getting paid for 15 claims. That is a failure of your process, right? See, for example, we'll take a scenario. You are producing a soap. We'll take a simple example. You have a Chandrika soap, right? Or we'll have a Pond's soap. We'll take it Pond's. Okay. You have a soap and you're selling it to the supermarket. Okay. Supermarket A, B, and C. The supermarket A is saying that I need only 100-gram packet. I don't want any 200-gram packet. The supermarket B is saying that I need only 200-gram packet. I don't want any 100 grams. So now what you are doing, you are interchanging the order. You are filing, you are sending 100 grams, 200 grams to A. The same thing you are doing 100 and 200 to supermarket B. What will happen? They are going to return back. So what do you need to do? You have to fix your process, right? So the same thing is happening here. When the insurance is saying that I don't want this, what you are doing, you are giving that again and again and again, right? If insurance is doing mistake, that is possible. Insurance is also doing mistake and you are fighting with them and then getting. That's a value added. But all your denial, which you are sending to coding team, which you are going to send it to the corrected claim and all, it's not a value added process. It's a non-value added process. It is not required in your process. Seems to be very hard, but that's truth of the RCM, right? So here the continuous improvement, how I'm going to do that. And operational process creating a primary value stream for the customer. See, when you take the project, okay, they are asking only for the revenue, not for the denial, right? Not for the rejection, not for the unbilled claim. This is what you need to focus on. Activities like procedure handling, storage, transportation, processing, or the inputs of the process. We'll look into. See, for example, the charges has been created. Okay, it is not billed, it is in storage, and I'm sending to the clearing house, and then it is getting rejected. Again, I'm working on it. And the processing, right? I'm not able to bill the claim on the same day. These are all your problems, which is not going to create any value add. And inputs, process, output. This is a process, right? For example, if I take any input, I'm doing some process, my output should be the payment, right? I'm creating a charge, I'm doing some process, and I'm sending to the insurance company as output. What should be my output? That's a revenue. Okay, the charge or the patient meet the doctor, this is a revenue. In between, what you're doing is a process. In that process, if you're not getting the money from the insurance company, what is the problem here? Your process is a problem, or your input itself is a problem. That you need to fix it. Okay, that is the main thing here, right? So we need to understand what is the Six Sigma, how it is going to be taken up to the next level. That's what we are going to cover. Okay, and here the process elements, as we discussed, input is important, and the process is important, and the output is very important. Okay, based on this, when you are inputting, and then you should get a output, and the process is very important. Now we are focusing to correct the process if anything wrong. Y equal to f of x, this we already discussed, right? This is what we're going to cover, right? And here the business process system, management process, operational process, and supporting process. Okay, create primary value. Whatever is going to create a primary value. What is our primary value? It is a revenue. Whatever process is going to pay you the revenue, that is the management process. Whatever is going to give you the administrative, say for example, your operational process, that is called your operational planning, corporate governance, and all is a operational process. And supporting, for this, what all activity, accounting, technical support, these are all, we'll call it as a supporting process. See, we don't have this operational process, we don't have any supporting process, we have only the management process, right? Only the revenue generation is our work, right? These are all the part of other industry. Okay, we have only the management process. So here, no revenue leakage, speed of collection, and then revenue generation is our core area. Okay, I don't have operational, I don't have supporting process to worry. I have to focus on the management process, right? So this is a composition. What you're going to do, the visualization by showing this, what is my management process by visualization, and the element as input, process, output. How I am going to make an improvement on this, right? That's what our focus on, right? The business system again, individual task, and then sub process, and then process, it will go to the business system. Six Sigma direction, it's a data requirement, and then the process management. Okay, this is what we will close with this, with the business system. And then next week, we will cover the remaining portion of it. 1 second, let me stop.